And coming live from Academic City over here in Dubai off the tip of the UAE. We are here with the 39th edition, that's almost 40, 39th edition of ESL Open Cup Asia Division. I'm, of course, your host, Yaku of the Zaku, and with me today I have La Probadora de Sangre que va al secuestrador Yamada Silvestre himself, Light_VIP. How we doing, Light?
What's up, Yaku? We're here. We're back. I said we're back because you weren't with us last week, correct?
No, I wasn't there 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, that's it, but we're back, we're here, and of course, mate, with the CranKy Ducklings, we must cast a PvP.
Look, we almost had a PvZ, but then things happened. And speaking of things happening, we are now on a new map. That map being Jagannatha, otherwise known as Jacinta LE. We're in the top right-hand corner map. Starting all the way in the top right-hand corner map, we have the yellow Protoss player. Coming out from the land of China, going to be representing IG Invictus Gaming. IG! We have MacSed.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Jagannatha LE, we have the Australian Protoss, the blue Protoss, representing a team fight for justice. It is StarDuck.
The Jagannatha. The Jagannatha.
So,
Miss Jacinta.
do you know if we have confirmation on how it's meant to be pronounced?
Jagannatha?
Yeah, Jagannatha.
Well, if I'm not wrong, it's a Tamil word? Tamil or... Wait. This looks like Tamil, but it might be Hindi. Hold on, my Indian languages are a bit rusty here.
Yeah, we looked it up and it was like the word itself is meant to be related to like Indian culture in some way, shape, or form. But we weren't sure if that was
a Hindu deity, it says?
Yeah.
One of the abstract representations of Krishna, some of Shiva, and Shakta Hindus. He is a symmetry-filled tantric representation of Bhairava, and to some Buddhists, he is symbolic representation of the Buddha.
There you go.
What language is this? Hold on. Look, I'm like 50-50 between Tamil and Hindi on this one.
But while you figure that out, we were talking about it. Originally, we had a different series planned, but of course, somehow, some way, every single week, almost every week, we start off with StarDuck because you know what? He's our boy.
Yeah. He's our boy from the stars, who is also a duck.
Yeah, which is very fitting for this map.
Is it?
There's lily pads everywhere.
Oh, consider speed zones.
There's lily pads all over the place.
Yeah, because it's speed zones.
Yeah. One of these days, I hope that they put like a duck model in the game. That'd be pretty sick.
Didn't one of them exist for Warcraft 3? And I just put it in somewhere.
A duck?
Because they added a bunch of assets from Warcraft 3 Reforged into StarCraft 2.
Oh, that they did? True.
So it is possible that one day we'll be able to see that. And you know what else we may see one day, Light?
What
we may see a Robo versus Stargate, but today it's not that day. Instead, we're going to be seeing a Robo versus Robo.
Today is not that day, as so far the game has been pretty passive. No proxies out on the map. We haven't been able to talk about it, but this is the very first ESL Open Cup Asia with the new map pool.
Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And it's going to be very interesting to see how the players are going to adapt to that. And personally, I'm a little bit disappointed at the lack of Terran players. Looking at you, Byun. Because I was hoping that they could show me the tank positions, but you know what? It's all good.
I mean, we have two.
We have two.
And we may be able to catch them later on tonight. Those two being special in time. Some of the more regular Terrans in the ESL Open Cup. And yeah, have you had the luxury of playing on the new ladder map pool?
I did. I got thrown off the deep end last Duckling Open last Friday evening. And I played quite a bit of them. I do like Jagannatha decently well. What's that map? Romanticide that had the mineral walls? Yeah, screw that map. Can't be dealing with that, man. Cannot be dealing with that one. It's Terran favored, but the thing is, it's Terran favored because of tanks, and I'm not good at it with that unit.
There you go. I also have some thoughts on Romanticide for different reasons, but it's also a map that I don't agree with. Philosophically, it doesn't make any sense. I stand by that, and we may get into that if we get into it later on. We'll see as we are starting off here on the map with all the big speed zones, and already we have StarDuck with a couple of adepts in here. Oh my god.
Yeah, taking out quite a number of probes though right now. MacSed really just underestimating and not keeping much anti-air towards the south, but meanwhile we do have another warp prism coming in. StarDuck though very quick on the adept. Actually, Zealots coming out right now, which is a little bit surprising. Not imagine Zealots to be what you want to get into sit down.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame you for like starting off with like assuming it was adepts, because I thought the same thing. Zealots, especially without charge, just like regular Zealots, like we can see right now, it takes them so long to chase down any kind of unit.
Exactly. I mean, the Immortal is going to provide a little bit of a backbone, but right now StarDuck just has no mobile units out. MacSed shading back and forth, almost like a PvZ.
Exactly.
And with 2 adepts. And both of them able to do a decent amount of damage, but MacSed definitely doing a little bit more probe-wise there. I do like the attempted Immortal drop right here from StarDuck. But I feel like MacSed has just enough. Yeah, he's spreading himself out just enough.
Yeah, I mean, MacSed, he had split up his army quite well. It looked like StarDuck was trying to hit the front and the main at the same time, but there was just enough from MacSed, and now StarDuck is just trying to push into the natural.
Yeah, and he may have enough here, but not these Force Fields have anything to say about that. Without Blink, this is going to be that much harder for StarDuck to break on through. He does actually got the shield battery, but other than that, there's still 2 Immortals alive right now from MacSed. The Force Field still looking incredible. StarDuck does have a chance right now. There again, no shield battery, but target firing from MacSed has been pretty good. Not good enough, I would say.
Yeah, StarDuck has actually done a really good job at target firing every single Immortal from MacSed. So StarDuck, he still has 1 with this, and he's going to get surrounded, and if MacSed's able to clean this up, then he should be looking quite good. He targets down the Immortal.
That he does. He does get a surround on these Stalkers. Again, there is no Blink at the moment, and then another Immortal for MacSed is going to be popping out. I imagine MacSed will have to lose quite a number of these probes.
That's coming.
Only losing 5, but here come more depths, as you said, yeah.
Yeah, like more and more probes are going to be going down. At the same time, though, MacSed, he also gets adepts into the main, but he's not focusing them. There we go. Finally, he starts controlling them, so they're both going to be losing at least mining time on each side of the map. Again, Zealots to defend.
Yeah, and they don't really do much against these shading adepts. And when it's all said and done, MacSed somehow still ahead in the worker count here, and will be able to push back StarDuck. Very nice warp ins there, and the Immortal just to save the day.
Yeah,
what a hold.
I don't really know where things stand at the moment, because things look kind of even. Obviously, MacSed, he's ahead in workers. To be fair, he's not just ahead in workers, he's also ahead in the Immortal count, because StarDuck, he hasn't resumed, producing Immortals.
Yeah, he has not one bit. And with that, I mean, this is just going to be a much stronger army, isn't it, Light, for MacSed?
Yeah, and now MacSed, he's capitalizing on the advantage that he has, on the army advantage that he has. Now he's pushing across the map, and it's his turn to siege upon the natural of StarDuck, and StarDuck, he doesn't have anything here. There's no shield batteries, he's pulling the boys.
Yeah, and this time MacSed will decide to kite backwards. Nice snipe over there on top of the Warp Prism. But when all's said and done, all of these probes have gone down. StarDuck just has no buffer for really anything right now.
Exactly.
I mean, I would normally say he has no buffer for the Stalkers, but I mean, that's kind of funny to say, isn't it? Like,
right?
Only Stalkers are the buffer. Nice snipe from MacSed. Blinks right away.
Yeah, exactly. Like, even though StarDuck is able to hold, as you were pointing out, StarDuck, he's down to 18 probes. Like, he had lost so much in that defense during all the harassment as well. And now MacSed, with a decent economy, like, he just has the bigger army.
much bigger. The bigger army, the most stable economy. He's even got an upgrade advantage. GG's call. MacSed gonna be taking game number 1.
Whew. Oh my god, that's exciting, because even though MacSed did take the first game, I like it. Like StarDuck, he didn't just roll over.
Yeah. It was more like he... What's the term I'm looking for? Overheated.
What? Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he had some questionable defense against the Adepts. Again, I didn't have an eye on the gas to see whether StarDuck even had enough gas to warp in, like, Adepts or Stalkers. Maybe he was forced to just warp in Zealots. Maybe it was a hockey issue. I don't know. But regardless, like, that was great to see. He put up a good fight against MacSed, and we'll see how he does in game 2.
That we definitely will. I do agree with you there. It may just have been a gas problem, as we did see that earlier on. StarDuck, he was the one investing quite a bit into the Immortals, trying to go for the Immortal drop later on. So maybe he just wanted to have as strong an offense as possible, and as a result, kind of skimped out on the gas a little bit, or in the defense a little bit. But yeah, we'll have to look back at that.
Yeah, definitely. It was so close. Like StarDuck, he was so aggressive. Like he was targeting down MacSed's Immortals. Like even towards the, like, in the natural, like he almost had enough. Like he was forcing MacSed to pull probes. Yeah. I can see something there going for StarDuck.
All right, and speaking of Gaslight, what map are we going up onto next?
Yeah, we're going to be loading into one of the other new season maps. It is going to be Oxide.
We breathing.
We be breathing. Is there an Ox on this map?
Is there an Ide? And speaking of this map, we are now on this map. That map being Oxide. He breathing LE. LE, of course, standing for Lasting Emissions. Lasting Emissions. That's when you leave the car on and you run out of gas because you left it on all night. And then you're thinking, oh, I shouldn't have done that. Should not have done that at all. In the bottom left-hand side of the map, spawning all the way in the bottom left-hand side, we have the yellow Protoss player coming down from the land of China. Going to be representing Invictus Gaming, IG. He is already up 1-0 in this Best of 3 series, so he just needs to win one more to... What's the word I'm thinking of, like? It'll come to me later. We have MacSed. I was thinking of events.
It was advanced. And speaking of advancing, in the top right-hand corner of Oxide LE, we have the Australian Protoss player currently down 0-1 in this best of 3. He needs to win 2 in a row if he wishes to advance. We have, representing Team Fight for Justice, it is StarDuck.
So, what on this map represents the oxidation?
Right? I hate it so much. This map and Romanticide, there is not enough rusted metal.
I don't like this map.
Like, I expect...
I like playing on this map.
Yeah, I expect all of these tiles to be, like, brown. Like, I expect, like, the sand...
the towers are brown.
Yeah, exactly. What's going on?
Wait, is that rust or is that bronze?
It better be rust, right? Like, if we're talking about a map called Oxide, like, there's gonna be rust all over the place, and I don't see enough of it.
Yeah, and you know what else I don't see enough of? Like, this Nexus block coming out from MacSed. He's actually throwing down 2 Cybercores. 2 Cybercores, hello?
Oh my god. I like one building, sure, I get it, but double Cybercore, this is like borderline BM. 3!
Triple Cybercore doesn't even cancel them. This has crossed the borderline light. This is straight up BM.
Max said he's upset. He's like, you know what, that previous game was too close. I'm having none of it. I've got a triple Cybercore block.
Well, I don't know about this now, Light. He may just be bringing down the wrath of StarDuck upon him. He may just be... Okay, StarDuck is actually expanding. But expanding a bit like a Zerg player, going for that third base location.
Yeah, and we'll see if the third Cybercore gets finished. Is it actually... Oh my god, okay. This is a
He doesn't cancel a single one.
Yeah, this is a pretty big investment, to be honest.
It is a massive investment, as we see now. I mean, MacSed, he's only able to get his Nexus now.
It's later than StarDuck.
Earlier on, it is later than StarDuck's, but at least it's in a natural position. So if there's one thing that MacSed has going for him, he can... It's potentially that his own natural is going to be more defensible, but yeah, I don't know about this light.
Yeah, so...
I do not know one bit.
So MacSed is essentially giving himself a handicap, I feel. His Stargate was later than StarDuck's, his Nexus was later than StarDuck's, like everything was later. Just to pull this off. We'll see if this comes to fruition for MacSed. We'll see if StarDuck is able to take advantage of MacSed being overconfident, which I feel like that's what he's doing.
Yeah, that's definitely what he's going to try to do, but the Phoenix already catching out the Oracle just like so. This is MacSed making the absolute most use of his scouting earlier on, thinking, all right, how is StarDuck going to try to come back in this game? And as you see, with a Oracle.
Yeah, definitely.
And I mean, as MacSed sees with an Oracle.
Yeah, I'm honestly very surprised that StarDuck did go for an Oracle. I was hoping for some Void Ray play. And because earlier this got scattered by MacSed's probe, then MacSed, he knew that an Oracle was on the way. He was able to position his Phoenix and dealt with it quite well.
Yeah, but speaking of quite well, like, now StarDuck going to be the one who's going to be first to mine a lot from that third base location. Oracle does go down for StarDuck. Very, very good defense so far from the side of MacSed. And honestly, despite that triple Cybercore investment, he's been making a lot of workers. He is actually ahead in terms of the mineral income.
Yeah, definitely. We do see that StarDuck, like even at the moment, he isn't producing any workers. So he's kind of slowing down when it comes to the pro production. We'll see if it's intentional or not, if he decides to go for some kind of big push, as he does have Blink on the way, going to be finishing up quite soon.
So I need your opinion on this, Light, because I'm not much of a Protoss player and definitely not a PvP player, but in this position, as StarDuck, would you go for the quick third Nexus?
Quick third? I mean, I think you can pull it off for sure, but I don't think that's what StarDuck's going for, because we have 3 gateways finishing up, Blink's about to finish up as well, and I feel like StarDuck, he just wants to try and end it.
That he does. He does not even care about losing his probes over here in his second base. He just wants it to be done. He's had enough of this clown siesta. And started really saying, PvP? Really? This is the race I picked?
Yeah, and Blink is done, but there is a shield battery behind this. There's an Immortal and shield battery overcharge if MacSed even wants to use it.
And he doesn't even have to yet. All MacSed really has to do right now is weather the storm. He is so far ahead in terms of the economy. May pay to get a little bit of tech with the economy that he's got, but again, I still just think that all he's got to do is weather the storm.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, StarDuck, he's so all in. Like, look at the worker count disparity, and he blinks on top of the Immortal.
Yeah, once again, really doing a good job of targeting it down, but the battery overcharge does get used, and with that, the Immortal is able to survive enough shots for another Immortal to come out, and that should just about be it, honestly.
Wow, yeah, that lone Immortal survived 3 volleys from all those Stalkers, and it just stayed alive. Jesus Christ, and... with that, like, this is why we see in PvP, like, it can be so difficult to end it early because of how strong that shield battery is. That
it definitely is. I'm talking about PvP, I'm talking about, okay, every matchup other than PvZ, maybe. Yep. Even in ZVP, it can be difficult. Ooh, but good use of the high ground vision there with the Shade. StarDuck does blink on in, but right into the jaws of another Immortal. Trying to go for a little bit of a multi-prong here, but again, not really working out for him. The shield battery is around, and I do believe that battery overcharge is about to be off cooldown.
Oh, yeah, it is. I mean, the Immortals are dealing with the main, and the Natural's fine.
What a power play coming out from MacSed this game. And with that, StarDuck, unfortunately, going to be knocked out in the tournament. MacSed going to be advancing to face... Nice! In another PvP.
when I saw this round 1 matchup, I'm like, I mean, this makes sense. We could go for it. And yeah, it's the PvP timeline.
Well, at least in the next match, it will be a TBT, as right now it's between 2 Terran players, Fork and Special. In the other side, wait, Fork plays Terran, right?
Yes, I believe so.
There we go. So we do have a PvT confirmed for our next round at the very least.